Streaming now. Streaming, yes. Now we do... No, that's not the playlist. Here it is. Okay. Let's see how this goes. Audio. Goodness. Things look a little green. Okay, on the monitors. I'm gonna mess around with these filters. What's up, bro? This new thing will entertain audiences while I hash out these, how do I add? Here, I'm gonna add dBs. Did you say 0.5 or 5 dBs? Like 5 dBs would be pretty good. Here, this is 5 dBs. Hopefully the dBs kicking in there, and I'll add some dBs to the USB mic. Oh, wait, no. Yeah. Yeah, so this one could... Huh. Alright, got some dBs here too. Dubs. dBs. Deebs. Alright. It's my attempt to crank it up a notch. You can all ignore these out of context storyboards. They're just there to fill up space. That's how you know my stream hasn't paused. Alright, so let's bring it on up. All these images cycling in the background are from 2019. Whatever random commercial. Okay, so in the interest of chillness and yet also education, I wanted to do some studiness of horses. Last night I drew these two sketches, and maybe I can play around with them a bit more before I do the horse studies, but it was in particular this horse back here. I knew I wanted to draw a grazing horse, and failed miserably at it, and I had to look it up, which I don't like to do because it's slow, but it's also education. You have to make a convincing visual facsimile of the thing, right? So that's what I did, but I was a little embarrassed to need to do that, and I quickly redeemed myself. I think I drew this horse, from scratch, no reference. But when I realize I'm weak in a certain area, I don't like that. I want to be like Rambo with a pencil. So, knowing it's not achievable, but can we practice it nonetheless? What if this was wider? I might like it more. Anyway, bro, if you want to let me know if my levels sound good. Anytime. Press the Wacom. I mean, this isn't it. I'm talking about the pen that I'm missing right now. This is the substitute, and it feels different. I normally use a classic style Wacom pen. They're quite thin. And this is the slim model, so it's even thinner. But I think one of the nibs is a little bit in trouble, or at least I remember it being. I might have changed it, I don't recall, but anyway, it's throwing me off a bit in some of the application, but sometimes that's helpful to, if you get stuck on something. I felt a little stuck yesterday. You can switch up your tools. It'll force you to stop your automatic thinking. You won't be able to just default, like when you... Audio is much better. Thank you for the feedback. Good, I'm glad to hear that. I'll reserve final judgment for myself when I watch back my VODs. Once again, congrats, bro, on your victorious stream achievement. I want this tree to have a lot of character to it, if possible. Like it's ancient, or it's really seen some shit. So I'll rightly assume that we've all seen and loved the Return of the King film, Lord of the Rings, of course. And you remember the white tree at the top of Minas Tirith. And without even explaining much, you could sort of just infer everything you needed to know about the significance of the tree, right? The symbolism of a kingdom, like a formerly glorious kingdom now in decline. The tree said it all. It's all you needed to see. Of course, you could see it in other ways, too. It's quite spelled out at but but that tree. In a film known for its visual delights, that tree stuck with me. A good lesson about how, we can make everything earn its keep. There's no free rides. Well, I mean, of course there can be, but if we're really hitting on all of our cylinders, we can make all the elements in our compositions self-supporting and working towards a finished goal. Anyway, I like the idea of a really old looking tree with some dead branches on it. It's like a fun Berenstain Bears looking tree. Not a ton of shade, not a ton of life to it, but casting a shadow. They did that in Return of the King. Max imagined this Link and Zelda story, but a modern day Link has the sword and the shield. Link has a sword and his shield is a skateboard, which he can use it to get around. Green beanie and shirt, cargo pants and hiking boots. Kind of cool. This could be sort of in the vein of like Scott Pilgrim-y kind of vibe, and or Mallratsy. You could make it a period piece, so it takes place in the mid to late 90s. It's got a pager, relative term modern day. At least how I was pitching it for a 90s film, because I wonder, it's like, definitely with like, I just feel like skate culture is like peaked in the 90s, but I could be wrong. Then they made video games of skate culture and everything sort of went the wrong way with all that. But I like the Ganon is big corporation businessman who takes over the town. He wants to turn the mall. No, he wants to demolish the skate park and make way for what would it be? Like a parking structure or something like that. It's just something totally lame. Yeah, and oh man, yeah, this has fun vibes. You could totally make like a short fan film of this stuff. Like Link gets his items, he has to go to like the head shop to get the magic mushroom. This is fun. Yeah, I mean, how many IPs are out there are actually just retreads of older classics, if not blatant ripoffs. Slingshot, yeah. Cherry bombs. gentrification. What would his sword be? I guess it could be like a knife or something like that, but cherry bomb slingshot, yeah. He gets like the brass knuckles. I don't know, it kind of makes him out to be a hood, but it's sort of a fun idea too. Hoverboard, yeah. Zelda, a futuristic Zelda would be cool as well. You know, all these are fun ideas, and that's a fun thing. Is like just take something and then just like stick it into a different kind of context, like Romeo and Juliet, except it's you know, mid-century New York. You get West Side Story, you know, or Clueless, I guess, is like a rehash of Jane Austen's like Sense and Sensibility or something like that, you know. What a fun, what a novel kind of thing, you know. And yeah, I agree, people love an underdog story. So much of composition is sometimes just finding ways, getting the patterns in there. Light on dark, going to dark on light, back to light on dark, back to dark on light. White bits of grass sticking up over the shadows, dark bits of grass sticking up over the light stuff. Very satisfying. Pattern that doesn't feel too same. It's kind of nice, right? It's a while to sketch out a big drawing at scale like this. Think about all the stuff that you'd see from all the way up there. You could see whole forests or something, probably. This could be like Carico Village. Little bits of smoke, dark smoke across the light sky, white smoke across the dark parts of the sky. That's concept art, baby. White homes against the dark. Dark homes against the white. Sort of path. Kind of feels like something. I didn't intend to draw any kind of like V in this section, but I wonder if there's something I can make a motif. Not motif, but something that feels like rugged terrain out there. Just so it doesn't feel like a perfectly even landscape with no interest, you know? It's like, where's the adventure? Let's find some way of indicating strange lands all the way to the horizon. Of course, we can barely see what I'm drawing because it's so light, but it won't be for long. Ooh, some sort of river, right? Could it look like there is some kind of a lake way out here? It's kind of cool. What if there was like an ocean way out there? We know Link can sail the high seas after all. Cliffs. Let's save our drawing a little bit. Did anybody do anything cool on Martin Luther King Day? I did a little bit of bookkeeping catch up and like a precursor to tax stuff. This right here could look like a cool ruined old fort. Just cool ruined anything. noticed that some reincarnations of Link are tied to animals, like spirit animals or something. There's definitely horse and he was on that big bird, right, for a Skyward Sword. Link is one with nature. He's like a shaman. But no, I hadn't really. Oh yeah, Bunny from the past. Oh yeah. Yep. You've made your case. I'm a believer. Particular right with this, I'm just sort of letting my hand sort of spaz out. Ocarina of Time, Majora's Mask. Link was also a wolf. In Ocarina of Time? I don't recall that. Are you certain about that? I just don't recall. Majora's Mask? I didn't play. These can be the wetlands over here. Misery Mire and stuff like that. It's kind of cool. These are cliffs. These are wetlands. From the bottom of the dead marshes. Oh, you like my tree? Thank you. I like hearing that. One of my favorite trees I've ever seen drawn. Aww. What a sweet thing to say. I appreciate that. Ocarina of Time and Majora's Mask Link is the one who taught Twilight Princess Link his sword techniques. He was the white wolf you encountered. When he engaged you, became the Stalfos man. Oh man. I don't recall the wolf part of Ocarina of Time. Can you possibly provide a source? I'm like, did I forget something cool? Oh, that's nice of you to say. What do you think about my my aesthetically pleasing fluffs of grass at the base of it? I should quit while I'm ahead and think of something else I can stick in here. I kind of want to put some like big. Okay, here we go. I'm about to get schooled. What? White Wolfos. Twilight Princess. Hero of Time. The hero's spirit is the hero of time from Ocarina of Time and Majora's Mask. Interesting. And yes, I see. Okay, just to give you this credit, this is obviously a wolf insignia. Cannot wait, will we see it here? Twilight Princess, Twilight Princess, Twilight Princess. To me, these appear to be Jesus. What's funny, it's like this only barely rings a bell to me. I was really thanks for the compliments, Affliction 69420. I'll just call you Affliction. Yes, thank you. Well, now I'm afraid to touch it because I've received so many compliments about it. I'll only mess it up. It'll only serve to drain confidence. I want to see if I can pull off a river, sort of meandering through this little town. And then I don't know where it would go. Maybe there's some kind of lake down here. The tricky thing is does the water reflect, or does it, or is it dark, you know? Whatever, you know, this should be a sunset here. I'll just make it a sun. I'll just declare it. This will be a sunset. Zelda is good just for the music, you know. We all know. This is just to help remind me to make sure that we've got our sunset. I'll have to make sure it's got lots of cool cloud patterns or something. Or maybe it could have a what could it be? Could it be like some sort of Triforce? A bit of somethingness in it. Maybe this looks like desert. I haven't quite drawn that. You know, there's desert. So this is ocean way out there. And over here we'll have something like a desert. Not that I'm really going to draw much. It's so far away and lines are so faint right now, but when it comes to time to add some details this way, maybe that's what we do. Just look like a wasteland. It could have a lot of whatever heat mirage lines. Maybe. But maybe before it gets there, we've got these rolling hills or something like that. Like the Rohirrim. Some sort of weird land. Couldn't imagine what it would be. Maybe here in the near foreground, because we need something like this anyway eventually. Can read as a graveyard. Add some graveyard type silhouettes. messed up. Maybe out here we can see a grove of trees. Trees everywhere, Hyrule. Trees and its trees. It's looking nice with these little tree dots. Here's my love letter to trees, all in one image, huh? Okay, I don't like these. I think it's enough if it just looks like a dangerous. It could look like a little bit of river or whatever. It's coming through here. It's kind of cool looking. Hyrule, smoke just the rule. They always say Hyrule Castle, but not Hyrule. Yes, but how do we rule Hyrule? Here's the trickiness. I can't have that kind of reflection there if the I like that. It can be like a meandering valley-ish kind of thing, but maybe because the sun is here, we have to figure out a way to get a river here, basically cutting through this path so we can have all that good glisteningness. I think once again, ooh, the trees will show us a way, and I like the idea of a cool bridge. We know there's cool bridges in Hyrule. That bridge is too high, so it doesn't rule. No, even that is too big. Somewhere here, have a kind of bridge. I love it. It's funny. Yeehaw indeed. this is no longer the river. I need a lot more trees. Trees would be everywhere along the river. It's only logical. Okay, now something akin to a sparkling river stream. Visible all the way into the distance. That kind of has the effect. We'll just do more of it later on. Carico Village. Ooh, you know what we need is a windmill somewhere, right? I think over here. Kind of cool. Kind of reads. What I need to do is I'm adding detail, and there's not enough pixels on this image to support it, because it's not you know, this would normally be the full resolution, and I split the drawing into two distinct compositions. There's some way we could have something cool like a dilapidated old helmet. Something that might give a sense that, like, long ago, of course, everything needs to support and work for the composition. So let's make sure everything here feels like it's helping us out. We all saw Nausicaa, right? The Miyazaki film. Chomps from Mario were added as enemies in Zelda games. Oh, that's funny. The Chain Chomp thing I did know about because I was recently there was like a video clip. What was it of someone like basically remastered the original what is it? Yeah, Link's Awakening, the Game Boy version, and you could play it in your browser for like a minute, you know, before Nintendo forced them to take it down. And I saw a Chain Chomp in that, and I recalled that little bit of trivia. The reason I brought up Nausicaa, or the Valley of the Wind, as I originally knew it as a movie, is because there's this cool scene at the end of it where they have one of the person's I don't want to spoil it, but that's not a spoiler. Anyway, there's let's just call it a piece of armor on the ground, and it's got stuff growing out of it. They were sort of implying like a rebirth from something from Jesus Christ. That's like the world's worst helmet. Stupid. Like a turning over into a new era, the end of a conflict, you know, where swords are turned into plowshares. Yes. That looks like a piece of armor. Okay, that's good. Everything inside of it would be dark. Yes. Inside. That in front of it could be Link to the Past? Rock, huh? Call that one. I mean, I remember Turtle Rock. I just don't remember the Chain Chomps in the SNES version of Zelda. But you know, it was the first time for me to be wrong about anything, you know. Anyway, I thought it would be cool if it looked like there were plants growing out of, you know, showing that some conflict had taken place there long ago, but had now subsided, at least it appeared that way. Growing out of a suit of armor on the ground. Well, I'm not sure this is doing much, but it's kind of cool. Finding it tricky drawing the stuff coming out of the helmet. It might just because I didn't draw the helmet very well, and that can't help. Okay. What if the helmet didn't look like it sucked? Bear with me. Feels decently integrated. Yeah, not sure if I love it or if it's needed, but getting all bogged down on this stupid helmet for no reason. Over here, something that could look like a spear. Bits of dilapidation attached. We could get away with, I think, some sort of crow or raven somewhere in the competition. I think that would be cool. Maybe perching on this little bit of dead armor is appropriate. I'm starting to like this piece. It's got a lot of cool symbolism potential. I got my favorite compliment about the tree. Very inspired to go further. got to keep going. I've got to ruin it. I've got to keep working on it. It's ruined. Nice. Did you ever see that YouTube video where Link barges into someone's house, commits vandalism, and theft and just leaves? Actually, I think I did. But if you have the link to the clip, then you must share it. That should be a standing rule. Is anytime. Yeah, there you go. I knew you would come through. The I'll click. I'll pause music. No, I won't pause music. I'll watch this thing without violating 1,000 things. Legend of asshole. All right. Well, let's. Yeah. Okay, I see this. Let me think here. I'm gonna watch it after the stream. Even though it's only 52 seconds long, which is perfect. I want to make sure it's I don't know. I'm having fun with this thing, so I don't need to push it and then get a flag on something, even if it's a funny spoof, you know. Anything can happen. I'm so new at this, I don't know. That's cool. It feels like faraway mountains. Getting close to time, so I might start taking some shortcuts. Potentially cool. I drew it well. Some crows have big ass fluffy necks, which I think is kind of rad. They can be very they're posturing sometimes where they kick their feathers up behind them. Kind of a cool idea. I think that's a big looking bird though, so let's shrink him down. Doesn't feel too bad. He's too dark for the composition right now, but sort that out. Wow. All that on one layer. Yeah, this is looking cool. One thing I should do is I should flip it, flip-flop it, and make sure nothing else needs to get immediately fixed. Well, that's fun in that it actually doesn't feel like anything needs immediately to get fixed, except I think smudge over this whole. My opinion on Linkle is she's a topic of fertile grounds for future fan service streams. I'm not strongly opinioned, other than I don't think you have to do much to Link to make him a sexy chick. That's practically all the work already done there. So me and my brother had a stream towards the beginning where I was drawing a female version of Link, and it's still up. It's called Linkle, and you know, whether or not that actually was Linkle, because it was dated to the, you know, the original Zelda game, like the NES version. So there's no, so it's not really attached to the whatever modern Linkle concept. And I have not played a Zelda game that includes Linkle, so whatever actual context there is, I'm unaware of. But drawing Link as a female version of him, like gender bent, is totally fun. And come back to that. What if any game does Linkle appear in an official capacity? And don't say Ocarina of Time. It could have been amazing. I don't disagree. But I think we need more context of, like, when did the idea come up, or did it ever come up? Is it just like a fan idea, or is it like I said, I don't know if they created the character, then the following game didn't add her as an option to play. Link. Okay, yeah. I 100% agree. That was probably just some dick, corporate level dick, that was just like, yeah, girls just don't play video games, so what's the point, you know, kind of a thing. And now it feels like games are fully appealing to both sexes, to all sexualities and persuasions. When I was, I mean, I don't know how old you are, but, you know, growing up, no girl played video games, 0 girls, and if they did, they probably had older or younger brothers, so they would have had some familiarity with it. But and it was the same with Star Wars. Just like, no, have no, like, oh, you know, as far as high school, I would, you know, we'd be like, oh yeah, Star Wars and Boba Fett and stuff like that, and girls would be like, I have no idea what you're talking about. Be like, you don't know who Luke Skywalker is? And they're like, no. And it's like, it was BS. It was like a conspiracy to pretend they had never heard of Star Wars. And of course they had, but it just wasn't thought of as cool, I guess, at the time. like it was a ridiculous thing that men and women could be into similar pursuits or interests. Could be a chunk taken out of that. That's cool. Of the entire 7.5-hour VOD, YouTube only flagged 3 songs. I'm disputing for fair use, but safe to say I will be removing those tracks from my playlist. YouTube are punks about that shit. They flagged like 15 of my videos back in 2005 for playing 10 to 15 seconds of songs with no lyrics. I feel like I've been lucky to at least have a good amount of Zelda music that has been 3 songs is pretty okay, I'm glad. But those are songs from the game though, right? Like that's, or were you playing songs outside of like your own tracks, for instance? Like a from your own, like a Not a Lives of P playlist. You played Spotify over it. I mean, that's a good way to, otherwise, yeah, you want to listen to the music you like. I mean, that makes sense. And okay, I mean, good, glad to hear it. Perfectly good reason. These could be the tops of another forest canopy just beyond the graveyard. Well, what's wrong with the Lines of P music? You down with LOP? I don't know. That's not good. good to have some amp you up music. Those long hauls. This is a safe place to vent. This is safe. It's just us here. I like that texture. That's cool. Man, I'm learning so much about landscape on this. Something else I think I want to do is nudge this whole fun cliff over. A good deal. Trees all the way up. Solve the problem. It's fun though when you see something random start to work. Now eventually we gotta get all the way up to Death Mountain here. Make sure, yeah, we need some kind of just has to look like the horizon is consistent across all the images. I don't love having this kind of sweep here. Definitely need something to box us in over here, and I think there might be an opportunity to have a tree hanging over. Just unseen where it comes from. You don't have to have perfect knowledge about the source of everything. This can be Affliction's second favorite tree. Bit of a tree over here. All kinds of trees reaching in, getting a hand in. Let's make this darker. Looks good. That's cool looking. Laughing nervously with every mistake. These are fun to draw. Alright. Time to start cheating a bit. One more thing. Sensitivity on this pen always seems to start to suck after a little bit. Alright, yeah, I just think like a little bit of larger texture over here can help us a bit. Some of the depth. A sense of foreground here. Here, instead of just pure white, we can have a sense of some slightly different texture. It's like a path. Catching our attention. Texture of rocks yielding to the texture of grass, yielding back to the texture of rocks. Places. Let's get an eye full of some of this detail. Over here now, I want to make it look like there's some ships coming in. Flotilla. It's kind of rad. Those don't look like good ships, but they could. Of course, I haven't touched Link at all. That's okay. We know he'll look good eventually. Let's flip this one more time. We'll be done in a minute. Yeah, I like the composition a lot. One thing that's missing is maybe here, maybe there's something I can do real quick. I'll probably, this is how I'll fuck it up, because I'll try to add clouds. And it'll You know, we have some good sunsets out here in LA, but only when there's clouds, and there's almost never clouds. Still, this is kind of getting there. Just a sense of like texture in the atmosphere. Here, feel like something's in the sky as opposed to nothing. Some sort of loose aesthetic of alluding to the golden power. Side of these clouds is catching the light. Play with the dodge and burn. First, let's play with some blending modes. I really like how the silhouette of the bird is reading. It's taking up a bit of importance. I do like it. Send it back to the light. Here's what I would do. I wanted to give it the coup de grace. Some sort of magical vignetting. Night, dude. Yep. This was a fun one, productive, and thanks for coming, man. I'm gonna turn in too. This is good. Good place to leave it. I may see you tomorrow if work gets crazy and I gotta come back. We'll see. Alrighty, man. Man. You know what? I'm just gonna fix the cloud just a little bit. It needs a something. I wanted this kind of like curve in the cloud pattern, but it was sloppy with it, and then it just looks like I made a mistake now, so gotta chop it up a bit. well, I managed to screw it up anyway, but this was still a fun one. Be good to come back to it, do even more to it. Right. But for now, I'll be satisfied with this. Okay. Good night, everybody. It seems like everybody went off to bed. I will probably do this again tomorrow night.